that's the way I am. I've learned over the years that what I say, I can share with what people hear. I keep my mouth shut on that stuff.
I was telling him it's been weeks now, and I still
Still feeling pretty weak.
weak. Yeah. Like I wear down. Even Monday night I went home and went to 8:30 and woke up. My wife, I always bring the boys
have a quorum, and we don't have a lot to go on, so let's go ahead and, if you're all set.
Oh, sure.
Go ahead and call this meeting to order, and if any of the others show up, we'll move on, but we have not had a meeting since November. So we are approving basically what we've done as far as the invoices. We've just rolled everything into one, so it's just kind of,
We had a January meeting.
we didn't have a quorum.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah, we did not have a quorum, so we'll get going through here. Our Mr. Secretary, you want to go ahead and do the roll call?
Okay. All right. Derek Grant is absent. Paul Out. Here. Rich Griswold.
Here.
Al Myers here, and then John Backer. He's absent.
All right, we have a quorum. Now, the minutes, we've got two sets of minutes. We've got our minutes from the December meeting and January meeting both. So we're going to be approving both of them here.
November meeting?
Or, yeah, I'm sorry, November, and then since we didn't have, we're approving November, we didn't have a meeting in December, and we're approving January also. So we've got a chance to.
Well, now, January, I wasn't here. Paul wasn't here.
I can motion to approve the November meeting.
That's right, so.
Let your attorney figure that out.
So we can go ahead and approve the November, and we'll just have to hold on to
That being said,
January.
I did watch the meeting.
Oh, you did watch it?
That following week.
Oh, okay.
When I got better, I don't know if that matters or counts.
I think we should push it till next month. I mean, it's just minutes.
I mean, really, the purpose of the minutes is to verify that what happened is appropriately recorded in the record, so someone can come back and say what they talked about. So if a member later reviewed the meeting by video, then I would think that would satisfy, he could say, yes, that's what I saw or didn't see that happened in the meeting. So I think that Paul could say that that's.
Did you happen to watch it?
No.
Okay. So.
But I can trust you.
We still.
Yeah, well,
So we probably need to push it off till. So
yeah, if not all three of you here can say it, then we probably do need to wait until we can have the.
Well, let's go ahead and approve the November one, and then we'll push January to next month, and that won't be any problem. So I know it's been a while since November. We were just kind of closing everything down. So if I could have a motion to approve the November 2025.
Yeah, I motion to approve that.
Second, Paul. Thanks, Al. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Motion is passed. Now, the claims that we're looking to approve, we did not have any claims for this month. These are all the claims from last month that we went over and we discussed. The banning is for the levee project, which comes out of the bond. The Woody Terrell was to winterize the house over on Southview Drive. And then we had the stormwater project, which came out of the bond also. So everything is all covered. We just need to get approval so we can get these paid, since it's going on a couple of months now.
Motion to approve.
Okay, thanks, Paul. Can I get a second? We got a second from Al. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
And they are approved. So I'll pass this around for all of us to sign here in a second. Let's just do it now.
That's 24,000.
Yeah, 24,862.31. Paul, sign that. And
Here, Paul.
I did not see. Okay, Joe, let's just jump on down to you. Do you have anything?
Nothing really. I've been going back and forth with Dale Coffey as to whether we should keep some of those properties while the city gets its ducks in a row about everything else versus the going ahead and getting them to the city. My understanding is RDCs can own that property as long as we're not using it for income producers ourselves to rent it out. At the same time, I hate that, like the expense this month that we're paying to winterize that one property, since we're not planning on renting it, or I don't think the city's planning on renting it, so I guess just I need some direction from the board if you want me to push hard and say RDC does not want to own that, and we want to go ahead and get it to the city versus, I mean, we can quit claim it to the city and they can't necessarily say they don't want it or get into that fight or not, and maybe that's something that we need some direction from the mayor and or I could just sit down with Dale and see if we can map out a timeline, just because I feel like that it's been in limbo for a long time as to why do we continue to hold it, because that's not what the RDC is designed for, to hold property.
What about the parking lot? Is that?
It's kind of all,
Also
we're kind of lumping them all,
all
yes.
Okay. Mayor, do you want to chime in on that?
Sure. Joe, I think you and I need to just sit down with Dale and maybe have Rich on the phone and, excuse me, and get some of those properties taken care of. Like I said, the parking lot, we need to get that taken care of. I hate to do anything with the property, the house down on Southview Drive, because right now we've presented what we want to do as far as a new park to Homeland Security. They've okayed it, they've sent it to FEMA. It was at FEMA before the government shut down in the fall, so we're just kind of in limbo. I hate to see if we change that in the middle of all this, if that would kick us back. So as soon as we get the approval, we can go forward with the park, we get the bonding, because we don't know whether we'll take that to the city or we'll take it to the park. So that's kind of, that part is kind of in limbo. You've got the 6 lots down on South Ohio Street. We still have some interest on some people looking at that. I think probably sometime in May or whatever, we probably ought to go ahead and maybe do the, change that over and maybe change the zoning when we do that. So that's kind of where I'd go with that at this point.
I think it'd be easier to do the zoning if it was city-owned versus RDC-owned.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Okay. So that's about it as far as.
Is there a reason why we're holding it on the lots on Ohio Street?
Just, we got a couple of people looking at them, and I'd like to maybe get a commitment from them before we go through our process. Because again, I would assume if we go to the zoning, don't know whether we'd go with a PUD on those lots, or if we'd go with B2, or what level we would go within the zoning. I hate to zone it something and that restrict one of the groups that are looking at it.
And when you deed to the city, you have to state the zoning right then?
No, we wouldn't have to.
That's why I asked, because all they're asking is can we deed it to the city?
Right, essentially, that's, I just kind of,
On those lots, there's really no expenses attached to anything.
But the other thing too would be with the nature, and Joe, correct me if I'm wrong here, with the nature of the redevelopment committee, if you sell those lots for $1 million, the city would be more, in the city's best interest to have that through the RDC, that you've got more flexibility to investing with than what the city would. City, we'd put that in our general fund or something like that, and it would be lost for any type of further investment.
We could use the money for other things then.
right, so I guess if you're looking at, yeah, where the proceeds might best be, it would probably be more flexible if we sold it versus the city sold it.
I love that, I didn't know that was possible. That's, in the past, it seemed like as soon as we ever acquired anything, they
yeah, we just automatically,
Like less than 24 hours, it was deeded over.
Yeah, but if it
There are
was,
extra-
if it was a small amount of money, but that's a pretty valuable piece of property down there.
Yeah, I agree.
yeah, that seems to
Makes
be,
sense.
yeah, that does make sense. So, you know, Southview probably ought to wait,
And, you know, it would be nice if they would call us here by April, then we can start going forward and look at our bonding and everything and get that. Because I would love to have that park, you know, love to have it done by the end of this year. But we're just waiting on FEMA.
yeah, I don't see it moving that quick with the threat of another shutdown and all that. I don't
Well,
see
at
it.
the end of the day, the whole purpose of this is to provide betterment for the community.
Right.
Things of that nature, so at the end of the day, yeah, we would prefer not to have paid the winterization of that property, but we required it for a reason, so we
Yeah.
can do that, so.
And, you know, again, you would think it'd be a no-brainer that, you know, we're not building any shelters on it. We're keeping that house that's already there. We're going to use that probably as a restrooms, office complex down there for that park. And you would think it'd be an easy thing for FEMA to say, yes, go ahead.
I don't think it's a matter of if, I think it's just a matter of how long it takes the person to actually pick it up off their desk and go with it, isn't it? Or,
No, surely not, Paul. What do you-
I didn't think it'd take 3.5 years to get the properties to begin with, but.
Yeah.
So really, the only property we're really talking about needing deeded is the parking lot over on Main and Wayne then.
Yeah, I mean, that makes
Or
sense to go
Morgan, I'm
ahead.
sorry,
Yeah,
Morgan
Right.
and Wayne.
it makes sense to go ahead and,
Yeah, go ahead and get that one done, and the rest
Right.
we'll just kind of hold off on and
Right.
see how everything kind of works out.
right. One, for RDCs to sell real property though, we're supposed to go through a bid and appraisal, so like we post it for sale, so if a developer comes in and says we want to buy it for this, we would still have to potentially put it out for bids and other things like that. I'm not sure if the city is restricted or could just straight sell to someone. So maybe that's something that Dale and I also can talk about, the ins and outs of bids and making sure that we get the best price for it, whether or not it's the RDC or the city. Because I would hate to go into planning with someone and they say they want to buy it for X, and then we have to go through a bidding process, and someone else comes in and bids lower, and then all of a sudden that program is, or that idea or plan is blown up. But if we can do something, if it's better one way or the other, so we can make sure that whatever development that we hope and want can come through, that's negotiate with the city for whatever other things. We just want to make sure that nothing can come in and try and blow up a deal on a technicality because someone else had a slightly lower bid.
And I know that, again, the cities are kind of restricted on how they can buy and sell property. RDC has a little more flexibility, but if you, like you pointed out probably a year and a half ago, if we're paying more for a piece of property than the appraised value, we've got to justify why we're doing it.
Right.
The city really has no choice. You take 2 or 3 appraisals and average them, and that's where we're at. We can't go up or lowball somebody.
All right, hey, Joe, you have anything else before I?
No, that was the only thing that's really on my
And
radar.
that leads down into my unfinished business, so we'll tie those together. So while we got you standing there, Mayor, you want to kind of give an engineering report on what all's going on?
Well, you can see the buildings coming up on South Ohio Street where the Jimmy John's and Dunkin' Donuts and Little Caesars are going to go. I think that'll hopefully be accomplished before, midsummer. We're continuing talking with 4-Star. That's the same company that developed Hannah Farms, on some property that we annexed in, the council annexed in a month or so ago, Sun Farm Energy. It's kind of lays between 252 and 44. We're also talking to United. We've got some ready money that the county has given us to put water and sewer over that property. And if you remember, we extended water and sewer under 69. We subbed it off there. Now, we've got some money from the county that we can take it on across the property to where this housing development's going to be. And they are working with the church to negotiate entrance exit off of 44 as opposed to 252. They also need to have an emergency second exit and entrance. And they're looking and talking to a landowner to the east of them to see about some properties there that they can work with, Patriot Court in that area, where it would come out on Old Morgantown Road, then on 252. With those lots, there would be some commercial lots that would be available off of 44 into this drive, into this new subdivision. I believe it's 165 homes that are going there. So just waiting on that. And everything else is just kind of, you know, the snow's kind of shut us down the last couple of weeks, but I look for things to get busy again.
What's the status of the Kroger gas station moving down closer to the Kroger store?
I believe Mr. Schrader's still waiting to see the drawings from the state issued back to him. They have brought in the approval for the signs that they want. One of the things that Gary was very adamant about that project, they wanted an exit off of that private drive that goes into the Kroger's. Gary is quite adamant, excuse me, he did not want that. He did not want that to be cut through the gas station there. So they finally agreed with that. So they are moving forward with it, just haven't seen the drawings yet.
All right, any other questions from anybody? You want to kind of explain, I've talked with you, but you want to kind of explain the replacement of Gary's position, what you're looking at doing and kind of the process you're going through?
We, excuse me again, in our salary ordinance, the council passed, we did away with the position of Director of Planning and Engineering. All the projects that we do, we have to have some type of specialized engineering, either through HWC or United or someone that has an expertise in that specific field. So we thought we would be able to serve by looking what Gary's responsibilities have been the last 6 years. So we're looking at either a city planner, which would be somebody that would have the expertise to come in and say, okay, you have your master plan, this is how we need to work and fit this puzzle all together. The other thing that Gary did that was a huge portion of his time was compliance. All the documents that we have to be compliant with the state and the federal government to move forward. Our outfalls, our retention ponds. You know, every time it has a certain amount of rain, he had to fill out a report on how those ponds were and how they were retaining the water and so forth. About 75% of his work was that way. So we've got the ad out looking either for a city planner or a compliance officer.
Any other questions? Do you have any questions for us?
No. I was going to pick on you and ask you why you're wearing purple, Rich, and you know.
I'm ready for spring.
Okay.
Yesterday got me.
I think got a lot of people.
Yeah. All right. The unfinished business, well, I just wanted to talk about the deeding of the property. So we kind of have a game plan together on that. And we talked about the adding more properties to TIF. We're talking about waiting till later in the summer to mess with all that and so forth. So that's all I have really to go over today. If anybody, Paul, you, Al, you have anything need to go over? Joe, anything else?
What about elections?
We did that last month.
Where was I put in that?
You're secretary.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yep. Yeah, and I appreciate you letting me know it was okay to put you down that. So we're all set for the new year. John Badger is replacing Phil Decker, and then Matt Hankins will be replacing Luke as representative for the school system. So, I included both of them on the email that went out too, so. All right, if we don't have anything else going on, I'm gonna say we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.
Did I turn this in?
Yep, you can turn that in. And here is, Terry said she needed those turned in too for December and January.
Okay.
And all, and then you'll have one for today.
Yes.
So,
If somebody bid higher. Right.
What's that?
On those lots, you kept saying, if someone were to come in a bit lower, we wouldn't care.
Oh, yeah, you're right. You are correct, yeah. I was thinking, we just did a paving bid down at Perry